Hey guys, so I'm just hanging out in the studio, making videos, and I wanted to share two things. So this is kind of my anti-New Year's resolution video. I feel like that's a thing right now. I just watched a really cool video by, oh no, I'm gonna get it wrong, CPG Gray. He suggests doing a theme, and the examples he used were a theme for the year of health and fitness. So instead of going to the store and picking up a candy bar when you need a snack, you pick up a piece of fruit. If you have the option of taking the elevator, take the stairs. Or the theme of reading. If you're sitting around waiting in line, instead of pulling up a game on your phone, pull up a book on your phone. And I really like that. I've been doing something like that really similar for years. So, well, for a little while anyway. So what I have, you're not gonna be able to read my handwriting, but I have right here, this is my month calendar. So this was December. I write the day, the numbers down the side, so 1 through 31, and then what day of the week they are. U is Sunday, M is Monday, etc. That goes all the way down. So this is a quick little calendar with stuff happening. And then I have my goals for the year, and you can kind of see my little check marks here, things that I accomplished, things that need to wait for next year, or things that just I didn't have a good system in place, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. So here I have, for example, a goal to, what's a good one? How about to meditate daily, and then another one I have is to grow my business. So on the next page, I'm actually going to show you this month's page because that'll be a little bit easier. I have, it looks so impressive now because it's all filled in. So I know this looks really complicated, but it's just because I've been doing it for a while. I have down this side my daily systems or my daily to-do that support the goals that were on the previous page. So I had meditate daily and help my business grow. So one thing I have on here is make a business post daily. I have to post something about my business on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. Just post something so that I'm kind of out there. And then I have another to-do list up here. Contact people about uniforms, because I would love for Chevaldancewear to do uniforms for people. So just different things. This is kind of my running to-do list, like call the vet, go buy stickers, and send this email. So that's what this list is over here. But this is my daily stuff to get done. So I'll just read down it pretty fast. I have pray, I have fill out my gratitude page, which is over here. And just every day I have to write down 10 things. I do a different color every day, 10 things I'm grateful for. And it's as simple as I'm grateful we have a car. I'm grateful I have a phone. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful that it snowed today. I'm grateful for Jesus. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that I can ride the train downtown instead of having to drive. So clothes, books, simple things, and really complicated, deep things. I just have to write 10 of them down. Just going down my list some more. I do I have Russian apps because I'm trying to work on some Russian, so I have to do my Duolingo Russian app, for example. Track my weight, track my ketones. Here's meditation. So I don't get to check this little box unless I do a meditation, and that leads back to that goal of meditating every day. And for this month, it was pretty good. I only have a couple boxes where the meditation box didn't get checked. So that's more of having a system in place for your goals. So instead of lose 20 pounds, which I would love to do, I have things like check my weight, check my ketones. At the bottom here, I have hours fasted in the day. And some days were really good. I have fasted 20 hours, 22 hours. If I was able to go to bed without eating, I get a full 24 hours. Here I have a 48 because I did a 48-hour fast, 19 hours, 18 hours, 25 hours, but I think I had a snack after that. I have another 72. I just did my first 72-hour fast in quite a while. So, instead of I want to lose weight, well, what things am I doing for that? I'm fasting, I'm tracking my weight and my ketones, and I'm also keeping a food diary. That obviously isn't as streamlined as it ought to be because I'm still not where I wish I had been months ago, but at least I'm working through the system and I'm learning something about it. Okay, part 2 for this video. I wanted to share some quotes that I keep at the front of all my journals. I rewrite them every time I finish a book. I will rewrite them at the front. And someone else might be coming in this room soon, so I'm just double checking. So the front of this book, first I have my genealogy. So I have my grandparents, and then my parents, and then my parents had 8 children. So here's everyone and their spouse and their children. And us children down here at the end, we don't have any kids, so it's blank down here for us. Okay, quotes. Just going to share these with you. I may or may not have thoughts about them. Avoid compulsively making things worse. To me, that one just means stop and think before you act. And I'm still not very good at that. This one is by the artist Imogen Heap. While she was inventing those really cool gloves that help her shape the music, I was watching a documentary on that, and she said this that really struck me. I wasn't looking for control, I was looking for freedom. Anytime we're working at something and trying to be disciplined in something, it's not so that we have control over it, it's so that we have the freedom to be in whatever that is. For me, it's in dance. I don't want to be controlling when I dance. I want to be coordinated and strong enough that I'm free. I just really like that one. This one is simple, but it just keeps you from underestimating yourself, I guess. Make no small plans. Now, I know you need to do things in little steps. Little steps will get you to great things, but make sure that you don't have goals that are so small that you're limiting yourself. Make no small plans. I don't know who said this one, but my percussion teacher at the University of Utah said it all the time, and I was so dense, I never got it. I didn't get it till much later. So I'm attributing it to Doug Wolf, percussion professor at the University of Utah and percussionist with the Utah Symphony. I don't know if he got it from someone else or not. Plan your work, then work your plan. And that's basically what I'm doing with all that writing down. I'm planning the work I'm going to do, and then here's the hard part, execute. Go through and check off the boxes. Do that. Which leads back to the freedom we're trying to get, not being in control, but trying to have freedom. This next one, I got this one from Tim Ferriss. That which hinders your task is your task. And I really like that, total ownership over a problem. An example would be, well, I can't get this done because this person hasn't done this other thing. Well, can you do that other thing instead so you can get your thing done? Can you help that person get that thing done? Can you find some way to get around that? Don't let someone else's lack of action get in your way of you acting. Oh, this one's nice. And it was said by a very famous person, like Einstein or something. I didn't write down who said them. I will do that when I write these down again. I will cite who actually said them. I'll do the research. Only those who attempt the impossible will achieve the extraordinary. That might have been Thomas Edison, actually. But you guys can correct me. Tell me down in the comments. If you don't sacrifice for what you want will be the sacrifice. And I have that one hanging over my bed. Sometimes I want more sleep, but I'm going to sacrifice some of my sleep for getting up and going to ballet class. That's my hardest thing, because most of the classes where I live start at 9 or 9:30, and that's really hard for me, especially on the days after I have been teaching till late at night and then taking a long commute home. When I've been teaching for 5 hours and then had an hour-long commute, it's really hard to get up and make it to 9 o'clock class and be awake enough to actually get something from class. But I look up at that sign over my bed and I think, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of extra sleep now so I can go to class and then maybe squeeze a nap in later and get to bed early that night. All it takes is time. This one for me was with fasting. One of the hardest things about fasting is just the wait. When we eat, it's a really good way to pass the time. And that's not what food should be for. I know it is a celebratory thing. I'm probably going to post this video before the Super Bowl. This is late winter, early spring 2020. The Super Bowl is coming up. Yeah, it's fine to pass the time with family and friends, having a good time at a party, but if you're just waiting for the hours to go by, that's not a good time to eat. And sometimes fasting is just being patient with that, or with any other thing. Really, all it takes is time and consistency. I should add that in, time and consistency, which is true for anything, right? The best way to predict the future is to create it. I've seen this one attributed to several different people. So if you know who the original is, let me know. But I love that. Like, oh, what's going to happen? Well, I am going to do this, 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 and hopefully this will happen. And if this doesn't happen, maybe this will happen, but I will have planned something in the meantime, and I can be flexible within my plan. That was kind of convoluted, but you know, if you hope that someday something will happen, it may or may not happen. If you strive toward it, it's more likely to happen. It's another way, I think, of saying shoot for the moon, at least you'll land among the stars. Don't just hope you'll get up there. Aim for it, and at the very least you should end up somewhere that will be a reward of your hard work, even if that somewhere isn't where you originally intended. This one is another one to do with fasting. Stop feeding the emptiness. Sometimes we eat just because we don't feel happy. My sister was just telling me a story about a relationship she was in, and she was feeling kind of lonely, and this person she was kind of sort of seeing kept feeding her cookies and ice cream and pie, and she'd been really disciplined with herself to be eating healthy things. And she said, I was just, she wasn't feeling good in herself. She was feeding the emptiness of being lonely by being with this person who was not a very good person, was definitely not a good person for her, and was not helping her with her body and health goals. So don't feed the emptiness. No more addictions, one less master. That's another thing with fasting. Fasting helps you get over addictions. It helps you see your addictions very clearly. And if you can master your appetite, that's one less thing that has mastery over you and over your emotions. This is out of the book of Isaiah. He's talking about fasting. He says, break every yoke. Break the yoke of bondage. Break the yoke of sin and of addiction and pressure and stress and all that stuff. And he's teaching from a spiritual point of view, but also on the physical plane. Have mastery over yourself. And maybe not even with fasting. Have mastery over your health by getting to bed on time and exercising and being with your family and giving time to people who are important to you. Don't be a victim. Don't let yourself be yoked and oppressed by something. Oh, it even says right here, break every yoke, let the oppressed go free. Let yourself go free. Then I found this one just recently. Live through consciousness, not emotion. I have definitely had that period where I go into the fridge and I'm just feeling emotional and I just want to eat something. I'm honestly kind of feeling that way today. I just finished my 72-hour fast. I wanted to get back to fasting today, but I just don't feel like it right now. But I need to be conscious of that and not just emotional about it. And that can be true for anything. If you're feeling emotional and you go to confront someone about something that's making you unhappy, be aware of that emotion, but don't put it on them in a way that's going to give you both a negative interaction. Lots of ways to think about that one. If you do the same thing every day, you are not an artist. I got this from a teacher down at Ballet West, and she is talking to ballet dancers, and guess what? Ballet dancers do the same thing every day. We come into class, we warm up, we do pliés and tendus and jetés and rond de jambe. And we do the same thing every day. But she was trying to teach them that as an artist, you have to take this thing that you do every day that you're trying to make part of you, part of your technique, and make it grow, make it be alive, make it be you. Not just I'm doing a plie, but Sarah is making a beautiful plie, or whatever it is. So I thought that was really nice. Oh, and then just my thought about that, I guess, was add new things, have a foundation of technique, but always be pushing yourself. So don't just put your arm out there. I got this one from another really good teacher. Don't just place your arm, but let your arm grow through every count of music until it's time to change. And that makes bar a lot more fun for me. And then this one I just got off, I think, another YouTube video where focus goes, energy flows. So I'm working on trying to continue fasting today. If my focus goes to food, my energy is going to go to food. My energy is going to go to fighting with myself not to eat food. So I'm going to focus somewhere else. I think that's all my quotes for now. I know that seems like a lot, but those are just things that kind of help me get into that more mental and conscientious plane instead of relying on just my emotions and how I feel. So yeah, I think that's good advice for the new year. Don't just give yourself this difficult to-do list and then hope it'll happen, or the quintessential example is buy your gym membership, go for 5 days a week, and then forget about it the first week of January. Like, don't do that. Make it a theme, make it something you can come back to, and then set up a system, a daily system. If you want to work out every day, set up a daily system where, before I go to bed, even if it's right before bed, I have to do 5 push-ups. There, you worked out for the day, and it can grow from there. Okay, that's all I have about that. I'll see you guys later. Happy feasting, happy fasting, happy dancing, happy 2020, happy growing your life. There are so many good things to look forward to, so try and see those, even though sometimes it feels like we're just surrounded by bad things.